Welcome to the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, where the DRL Summer Series makes its third stop of 2022 and its second in Massachusetts before we start heading to the Midwest and farther beyond that. We're here today to run the Coca-Cola 600, not at Charlotte, but at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. This 3-mile, 36-degree high bank track should be a lot of fun to see these guys go around for 20 laps here, and I'm Logan, and I'm joined alongside with Andrew, ready to call the third race of the Summer Series season here today at Coca-Cola, as I've said already. Annie Thomas and Ethan Lewis, you see, are on the front row for this Coke 600, and before we get to the start of this race, we got some points to go over since we are now 2 races into the season. We got to look at the points, and leading the points is the last race winner, Logan DeCarlos. He won at Hillside last time out, and he leads the way 5 points ahead of Braden Perez, who is top 5 in both races this season, and 7 points ahead of Hillside runner-up Nathan Ormond. With that all being said, I think it's about time to get these 24 drivers rolling for the long pace lap around this 3-mile track. So let's get them rolling. Everybody rolls off the pit lane here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. On the pole, Annie Thomas in the 23 and Ethan Lewis in the 2, as we said, are starting on the front row. Reggie Fogelman will start from the second position today alongside Braden Perez. Salmon Oskin is third, and he starts alongside Zachary Fitzwater, or Oskin's fifth, on the third row. Fitzwater completes that third row. Starting 7th for today's Coca-Cola 600 is Madison Kingsbury in the number 77. She starts alongside Burt Macklin in the 7. And then off the top 10, Titan Nicholas in the 21, and Nathan Ormond, second in points coming in today, or third in points, excuse me, he starts 10th. No pit stops in this race, 20 laps, straight out to the end. We'll see who can get it done here today from the Coca-Cola Superspeedway. So they got about a half pace lap to go around this very long track. It's a long pace lap. Pace lap, I believe, is over 2 minutes. So hopefully we don't get any cautions today. I don't think we will. This track does not usually produce many accidents, but it does have some pretty good racing. So we'll see who takes advantage of the draft and who will end up in victory lane at the end of the day here at Coca-Cola. As they come off of turn 4, the pace car pulls down the pit lane. Annie Thomas and Ethan Lewis will lead the field. Here we go. Green flag flies here at Coca-Cola. You saw Annie Thomas get a good getaway there, but she's being challenged to the inside by the 87 of Braden Perez in that Cadillac. Here he goes down here on lap 1 of 20. 3 wide back here. Reggie Fogelman's been put in the middle, and he's trying to lead that lane. But Salmon Oskin and Madison Kingsbury get by on the inside. So does Benny Watson in the 17. Stephen Cullen follows him on the inside as we come around to complete lap number 1. Braden Perez is out front here at Coca-Cola.
Already amazing action off at the start of this race. Looks like it's going to be a 2-lane race, but we also saw some 3-wide action. As you can see now, the 21 up front is now getting shoved into a 3-wide. They're going to sort that out, and now you went to the back of the pack. They're all sorted out too, but you can see the Dairy Queen car back there in a 3-wide. A lot of 3-wide action there for this pack. You can see now Benny Watson scores 3-wide. And now we have our 3 leaders pulling away. That's Braden Perez, Stephen Cullen, and Stephen Collin and Jordan Watt.
And 3 wide for 4th behind him. It's not helping anyone. Here comes Caleb Rose to the inside now on the 28. Hasn't had a great start to the season. Finished last at Daytona. Improved to a 14th at Hillside, but he's starting to try and make a run up front here at Coca-Cola. Madison Kingsbury in the 77. We haven't talked about her much this season either. She's looking to the inside, but doesn't have the momentum. Benny Watson's going to clear for 5th. As Kingsbury goes for 6th, she's being forced up the track by Kate Onyx. But the top 3 have pulled away, like Andrew said. Braden Perez continues to lead here at Coca-Cola. And then 2 black and red cars, and Stephen Collin and Jordan Watt. Here comes Watt to the inside. Across the finish line they go to complete lap 3 of 20. On to lap 4, and Watt doesn't have the momentum, but he goes a little wide to the corner. Here comes Benny Watson now, looking for 3rd. Get on the very inside.
So Benny Watson now with no help going to the inside of that 40. And sorry, got the 40, 35 mixed up. Same colors, almost was. Basically identical cars. Now you can see the 28 trying the same move that Benny Watson did. Don't think it's going to work, because again, he has no help, but Watson's going to slide way up the track. And that's going to allow for the 28 of Caleb Rose to get to the inside. He's going to take 4th. Move for the lead. I believe that is Stephen Collin now out front.
Yes, we saw Stephen Collin get around Braden Perez into turn 3 there. Here comes Jordan Watt for 2nd. Caleb Rose thought about making it 3 wide for a second, but he backed out of it. And now the 28 will go past Perez as well. Here comes Jordan Watt looking to the inside for the lead on Stephen Collin. As battle for 5th between Benny Watson and Titan Nicholas is also going on here. Bradley Reams worked his way inside the top 10, as well as Roger Parker in the 20. Then the pole sitter Annie Thomas trying to work her way back up through the field a little bit. And then just outside the top 10 here, we got Cole Stravik in the 54, Colin Cropley, Owen Miles, who started on the last row in the 67. Burt Macklin's trying to work his way back up front. And single file line at the very back of the field. Reggie Fogelman is at the very back in his Ford. Then Ethan Lewis, Nathan Orman, Zachary Fitzwater, they're all running in a single file line, trying to catch back up. Here comes Braden Perez for the lead in the 87. He got around Collin. And now Jordan Watt's going to try and follow him, but I don't think he has much help. Here comes Titan Nicholas now in the 21, very bottom. Watt moves up to the top. He slides up in front of Bradley Ream. And the 21 will send it into 3 and get that 3rd spot.
Nicholas, I don't think we've talked about him all season. Now he's making big moves now. And Bradley Ream's now going to make a move to the inside of him. And he's going to have some help from the 20 and the 77 of Roger Parker and Madison Kingsbury. But they're not going to get close to the lead. Those 3 cars are still cleared out front. Now we have Nicholas making it to the inside. And a 3 wide as Kingsbury's going to put it...
Oh, accident!
Oh! First crash of the season.
Colin Cropley and the Carlos to the inside wall. That's going to bring out the caution more than likely here at Coca-Cola. I saw Cropley slide up a little bit off of turn 2, and Carlos was right to his outside, but the caution is not out. He was not sideways on the racetrack, so we stay green here from Coca-Cola. That's going to ruin Carlos and Cropley's chances at a win. They weren't up front much at all, but of course, anytime you're in the pack here at Coca-Cola, you can win the race. Braden Perez continues to lead here on lap 8 of 20. Caleb Rose gets by Kingsbury for the 2nd spot. Benny Watson, Kate Onyx in the top 5 right now, and they're pulling Titan Nicholas with them. Then back here for the 7th spot, it's Will Parrish and Annie Thomas. Bradley Bree and Burt Macklin complete the top 10. Nathan Ormond and Roger Parker try to get to his inside there. It didn't work. Here comes Rose for the lead now. He goes around Perez. Watson's pushing him right through the entire corner. Perez lost a lot of time there. He's checking up everyone behind him. Here comes Watson and Rose. They start to pull away. Lap 9 of 20 now in the Coca-Cola 600.
So as Logan was saying with the Carlos and Cropley, not only they're not going to have a chance to win, but I believe DeCarlos now is no longer even going to have a slight chance at keeping the points lead. So this is going to be devastating to him in the points in this only 8-race season. Now we have Benny Watson move to the inside of Caleb Rose for the lead.
Here comes the 17 now. He started on the pole last week at Hillside and lost out due to pit strategy. Well, we don't have pit stops in this race. Let's see if the 17 can stay up front for the rest of the running. Right now, he's leading on lap 9, And as we go to lap 10, it'll be halfway next time by. Here comes Will Parrish in the number 1. In that Mobile 1 car, he's trying to make it 3 wide per second. Won't work. He pushes Perez through the corner around Caleb Rose, and Jordan Watt's gonna get right to the back bumper of Caleb Rose and push him off of turn 2. Rose keeps the 4th spot for now. Watt's 5th. And Titan Nicholas and Roberto Crown Jr. have moved their way inside the top 10s. They're going for 7th spot. Crown Jr. clears. And for the lead, once again, Braden Perez going back to the inside of Benny Watson. Will Parrish, Caleb Rose are right there to pounce on him as well.
Will Parrish has help. I think he's going to take the lead here into 1, or maybe sooner, because the 87's been abandoned on the outside lane. Perez is going to have to fall a long ways back before he can get back into a line. Now we see the 13 is trying to help the 28 out to the lead. So Caleb Rose has been able to stay up here the entire race. He's going to be able to take the lead off of 2.
Here comes Rose and Ormond battling for the lead spot down the back straightaway here. Ormond's still staying to his inside down the whole back straightaway. We haven't seen that much, and he's going to go right to the lead through turn 3. Will Parrish, Jordan Watt, Benny Watson, and Braden Perez, they're all on the inside lane. Roberto Crown Jr. is trying to draft up to this group, and here's Ryan Durrani, who won at Daytona. He's working his way inside the top 10 as well. After going right to last place at Hillside last week, he's being pushed by Roger Parker and Bradley Ream, all green, red, and white cars in the bottom there. That's funny how that works sometimes. Nathan Ormond leads on lap 12 of 20, coming to finish this lap and move on to lap 13, which will be 8 laps to go. Logan DeCarlos is coming off of turn 4 right now, so he won't be a concern for any of them as well. Benny Watson, Braden Perez, Jordan Watt, they've cleared Will Parrish now. Here comes Caleb Rose for the 5th spot.
Well, it seems the front of the pack has finally stopped all the chaos that was happening, and never mind, we have a move to the inside for the lead. Benny Watson as well as Perez. He's going to make it 3 wide. Yes, he is, but 13 is going to back way out of it. So it's going to be these two drag racing down the back stretch for the lead, and it looks like Perez is going to get it. Now the 40 is going to try and draft up from his back bumper, so Watt actually, no, he's going to pull back into line.
Nope. Braden Perez back to the lead for what is the 4th or 5th time at least today here at Coca-Cola. Ormond's making his way back up to 3rd now behind Watson. And, excuse me on what I said about DeCarlos earlier, he will probably be a threat to the leaders here. He's on the same straightaway as them. In fact, he's going into turn 1 right now. The leaders are going into turn 1 right now. So they will definitely run into him. We'll have to see if he's a cause for concern, if he'll rejoin the pack. We'll have to see when they get there. But Braden Perez and Nathan Ormond run 1-2 right now. Caleb Rose on the inside. He's got help from Jordan Watt. Maybe, no. Watt dips to his inside and is not helping him at all. Meanwhile, back further in the top 10, Kate Onyx, Zachary Fitzwater moving their way past Ryan Durrani here. Stephen Collins, Titan Nicholas, a couple players in the early part of this race are also back here right now. And Samet Oskin starting to lose the pack all the way back here in the 71. Kingsbury and Annie Thomas, the pole sitter, are also mired back here. Along with some guys we haven't really talked about much. But Braden Perez, I think he's got the most laps led in this race, but they approach Logan DeCarlos now. And Perez is going to get right around him. They caught him on the straightaway and not in the corner. It's a good thing for the leaders here. Ormond's going to get around him. Watson and the rest of the top 5 do so. Here comes Ormond for the lead. The 13 going to get by, coming to 5 laps to go this time by in the Coca-Cola 600.
Now we're getting closer to the end. I think I found out what you want to do. So when it seems that the leaders are always being passed and pretty quickly, so they don't have any drafting help. So if I'm on the last lap, I think I want to be in that 2nd to 3rd wheel on the inside lane. That probably gives me the best chance. But now we have a 3 wide per second. That's not going to help them get anywhere close to Nathan Ormond. But it looks like Rose is probably going to get by them soon enough that they can still salvage something now. 4.5 laps to go. Benny Watson looks like he's falling off this lead pack.
Yeah, he might be falling back to the guys in 6th on back, and the field is starting to separate into little groups because we had Burt Macklin Or, no, that's Bradley Ream. He must have rear-ended DeCarlos hard. Holy cow. It's a lot of damage on those two cars. And the caution is out. Nathan Orman leads him back with 4 to go. We'll have to see what happened there. But I'll review all the incidents after the race to make sure the game doesn't crash. But there should not be pit stops from the leaders. I don't know if we're going to get back green again, though. That's the big concern here. Nathan Orman leads, Braden Perez, Caleb Rose, Jordan Watt, Benny Watson, Burt Macklin, Reggie Fogelman, Ryan Durrani, Roberto Crown Jr., and Roger Parker is the top 10. And Bradley Ream and Logan DeCarlos, I think that might have just ended DeCarlos' day officially here. This will allow Colin Cropley to catch back up to the pack in the 10. I don't know if he has significant damage from that wreck or not. Earlier, that didn't bring out the caution. We'll have to see. Salmon Oskin's blown up, and he's done for the day in the 71 as well. Don't know if this is because of that crash or not, but rough break for the 71. The runner-up at Daytona won't quite get to the finish here today at Coca-Cola.
So this brings out our first caution of the season, also the second crash of the season, both here at Coca-Cola. So we just basically seen the same people up front, but we've seen a lot of action and a lot of chaos going for the lead and a lot of other positions in the pack. So if we don't go back green, Ormond and the rest of the guys that were up in that front pack, I mean, they've just ran an amazing race. And I don't know what else to say, really.
If the lights go out on the pace car this time by, we will go back green again, but it's a long pace lap here. So we'll wait till they get back to the line before we go to review that accident, just to make sure. In the meantime, I guess we can just go through the whole running order right now as it is. We mentioned the top 10 already. Zachary Fitzwater currently runs in the 11th position, ahead of Kate Onyx. Titan Nicholas is 13th. Madison Kingsbury is in the 14th spot, and Annie Thomas, the pole sitter, is in the 15th spot right now. Cole Stravik hasn't been up front much all day. He runs 16th. Ethan Lewis, who started on the outside pole, is 17th. Owen Miles in the 67's had a rough season so far. Not getting the finishes he wanted, I'm sure. He runs 18th right now. Will Parrish fell back to 19th late. Stephen Collin runs 20th. Colin Cropley is 21st. And Bradley Ream runs 22nd after being involved in that accident. And Sam Odoskin and Logan DeCarlos have retired from the race in 23rd and 24th, respectively. Here they come onto the front straight away. We'll have to see if the pace car goes lights out here and we will get a one-lap shootout, or if this is the end of the race. Across the finish line for 2 laps to go. The lights do not go out in the pace car, which means as long as Nathan Orman does not have some miraculous mechanical failure on that Honda Accord, he will win here at Coca-Cola, and most certainly take the points lead away.
Let's see who got the fastest lap this race. Goes to the 16 of Ryan Durrani. Was our Daytona winner, and he was the original points leader. He dominated that race, just like the top 5 dominated this race. So, kind of fitting, but I don't know, maybe just our Super Speedway Master. We'll have to see if that checks out in our final race of the season, which is at Armory Digital. I think that's the final Super Speedway race of the season. Technically, yes, because that would be the last race of the season, but this is their 3 Super Speedway races. Races. I'm struggling on this broadcast, I'm sorry. In this season, he also has other large tracks. We'll see if he can also manage there. But congratulations to the 13, as long as he doesn't have any issues.
We'll see when we come back after reviewing the accident here. We'll come back to make sure you don't miss the finish of the race and that we see Nathan Orman cross the line officially. But until then, let's go see what happened first to Logan DeCarlos and Colin Cropley that didn't bring out a caution. And then what did bring out this caution, which was DeCarlos getting lapped and Bradley Ream rear-ending him, as we believe, is what happened. So we'll see you back for the finish of the race. Here's the first incident of the day that did not bring out a caution. You see Colin Cropley here going through turn 2 is up very high in the third groove, and Salmon Oskin is going to come down underneath underneath that left rear quarter panel and clip the 10 and right into Logan DeCarlos. And I'm surprised this did not bring out a caution as Cropley was sideways on the racing surface. But Cropley goes down the track, he saves it after a little bit, but Logan DeCarlos does not, and into the inside wall goes the 31, and that would effectively end his day as he would be off the pace, and eventually he would get wrecked while being lapped. We'll see what happened after. We'll see what happened with that after this replay in real time. Here for the incident that brought out the final caution of the day, as you see DeCarlos is getting lapped, and he turns left right into the bumper of Cole Stravik in the 54, and DeCarlos goes into a bit of a slide through turn 1, as Stravik keeps going up the track with him because he can't save the car, and DeCarlos is going to go right around in the path of Bradley Ream, clips him, into the outside wall goes the 31 and the 5, as you see Salmon Oskin go underneath them. His engine failure was a completely separate incident that happened right around the same time. But DeCarlos and Ream go around here. This is what brought out the caution to end the race here. As you see the hard transition down from the banking. DeCarlos did a little roll, but this is why he finished last here today at Coca-Cola. Back here, under caution at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway, as you see the fields rolling off turn 4 for the final time under these pace laps. And we will officially confirm that Nathan Ormond is going to win the Coca-Cola 600 here at the Coca-Cola Superspeedway after a late race caution came out. He was the leader at the line, and Nathan Ormond wins here at Coca-Cola. Braden Perez is second. He gets his third straight top 5 to start the season. And he and Ormond will definitely be the top 2 in points as they were second and third coming in. Caleb Rose gets third, a very good race for him, starting to try and turn around his season so far. Jordan Watt, Benny Watson, Burt Macklin, Reggie Fogelman, Ryan Durrani, Roberto Crown Jr., and Roger Parker is the top 10, as we already mentioned. Salmon Oskin had a completely separate engine failure, as we believe right now, and Logan DeCarlos, as we know, retired after that second accident he was in. A rough day for him. The second straight winner we've had finished last the next race, so it'll be interesting if we see that trend continue if Ormond finishes last at the next race at Indianapolis. And also happening on Indianapolis on July 4th is the first DRL Independence 100, where we will be having a 40-lap IndyCar event. Signups for that have been done a while ago, so I'm excited to see how that race turns out. 40 laps, 20 drivers around Indianapolis, but that's then, this is now, and let's congratulate Nathan Ormond on winning this race. And so, yeah, that will do it from Andrew and I. We will see you all later at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, where we will